So this is who Haaland is.
Yeah, it's interesting as well with the Golden Boot race. I said they all have 7 goals, but Mbappe has 2 assists, which puts him at the top at the moment. Messi has done it in fewer minutes than Haaland, so he is second because they're going to have to divide them in some way. At this rate, they're all the same. And Haaland there in third, but still on the same number of goals. Let's talk about the game management from the Norwegian manager. I know you're a big fan of Andreas Schjelderup, who Ståle Solbakken put on in that second half and changed the game. How did he manage them to that win today, Thierry?
Oh, he managed them since the beginning. I remember people not agreeing the fact that he left his team on the bench against France. His focus was doing what they did today, the round before, and trying to go as far as they could. They qualified. So why do you want to go hard on the third game? They rested Haaland. They go hard in what they're supposed to go hard, which is beating Brazil, and that's what they did. His management has been brilliant, but not only now. If you go back also to the group stage, I'm talking about the qualifiers, how they beat Italy. Like, they beat Italy so well, home and away, like it wasn't even a contest.
Yes.
And so you have to give him credit. And every time he changes something in the team, it works. And yes, we're talking about Messi. And yes, we're talking about Mbappe. And yes, we are talking about Erling Haaland. But football is a team sport. I'm sorry. Yes, I was a striker, and this big man by me was a striker. But we needed our team. Every now and then this guy didn't, every now and then I didn't also. But you don't score goals alone. Pass matters. You have that work ethic. I said to you, that team reminds me, you said Sweden, I said Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt, same country by the way, what a coincidence. Same story, virtually. But if you don't have a team playing the way that they're playing right now, from the goalkeeper to the kit man, going to the big man up front. And like I said, I've seen these guys scoring 9 goals in the under-29 World Cup. Under-20, sorry, World Cups. It's 9 goals. Who does that?
That's crazy.
People don't even do that in training.
When 2 football legends who played in your exact position as a striker speak highly of you, then you know you are a true legend. Right now, Haaland is undeniably the best striker in the world. He is a complete forward, lethal shooting, physical dominance, incredible headers, and a true leader for his team. He was practically taking on Brazil all by himself. And that second goal was absolutely iconic, from his ice-cold composure on the first touch to the way he spun around and finished it so effortlessly. What do you guys think? Do you see Norway reaching the final with Haaland?
But we want them to score.
Yes, yes.
We want the stars to score, but
it is a team effort. And that's a striker telling you that. I love that part of the game also. And those guys, you put the ball in the box for Erling Haaland. Well, it's the end of the game, because you remember what I said before the game? You can't defend Erling Haaland in the 6-yard box. You have to stop the path of the ball going to him. If not, you are dead.
And if you don't succeed to stop that ball, you gotta focus on the defender, striker, as a defender. So you gotta block him, disturb him, because he will do a move to anticipate. And when you're a ball watcher there and you just what, you're too late. You're too late.
If I can explain to people to relate, I love my basketball again. It's like when the center doesn't box out when the ball comes for the rebound. If you let the guy run at you, jump, he's going to dunk on your head. It's the same thing happen. It might as well be the dunk. There's nothing you can do. Once you let a guy jump before you, as you know,
yes.
This guy, you know how big he is and how strong he is? If you let him jump before you, then you might as well stop and go and get the ball in the back of the net.
It's all in the hair, Rebecca.
It's all in the
longer hair, the stronger you are.
You said it.
I had the same thing.
I didn't. It worked.
Zlatan,
You had hair from the nose, no?
Yeah, I did. I had to find ways to find a way. It worked.
Let's talk about Brazil. How disappointed. We talked pre-game about how much this guy loves Brazilian football, everything they stand for. Yes, we haven't really seen that this tournament, and actually we haven't seen that for a while, Zlatan. So how disappointed are you by them going out today, but also just the state of the national team in Brazil over the past few World Cups?
Listen, Brazil is haunted by the history for what they have done. Because every Brazilian team today, the individual players, they're haunted by the history. And the history, unfortunately, is very strong. There is players that has been the best players in the world, is best players in the history also. So the results they have to bring is to win at least the World Cup. And I said it before, Norway, they don't have this respect for this Brazil. They will not go out there and respect them and let them play They're going to do their game. And we said it from the beginning. This is not the Brazil we are used to see. This is a different Brazil. And I don't know if we talked about them being favorite to win the World Cup. I don't believe we did that. We talked more about Carlo Ancelotti being a super manager, comes with a winning, how do you say, VC, that where he has
CV, yeah.
CV, sorry, and won a lot. Sorry, T.
It's okay.
They always look at me strange when I say something wrong.
VC, CV.
But thank you,
Resume.
Rebecca. You're the best.
The host.
And CV, the best CV that he has been winning everywhere he went. And that is what we have been talking about. But the team is not the same team as we are used to. So this is not a surprise for me, because since the first game, I don't think they convinced a lot of people that they would go all the way.
Disappointing day for Brazil for sure. Now, this World Cup produced, as we're talking about this extraordinary golden boot race, let's show it to you again. Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Erling Haaland, all on 7 goals. Harry Kane 2 behind, but he can add to his total tonight when England face Mexico at the Azteca. Finals, let's have a look at the bracket. They're in the quarterfinals for the very first time. Next up, as I say, Miami. There you go, either Mexico or England. Well, Katie Shanahan and Clarence Seedorf were in New York, New Jersey Stadium for Norway's massive win today over Brazil. Let's get their reaction.
What a moment for Norway. We've had the Viking Road behind us, Erling Haaland with the drums this time around. I mean, what an amazing, incredible talent Erling Haaland is, and what a special day for Norway.
Yeah, we can call him the sniper. He has been walking, fighting sometimes in some duels and stuff, but he knows, just give me the ball in the box. We said it before, when you have certain players, you need to feed them. And I have to say, the assist was really, really perfect. And Brazil spoiled so many of the chances they had. But when we look at this, coming behind the defender, that is his best qualities. And again, when we call them snipers, because you cannot see them. And then all of a sudden they appear, and how clinical was that? We haven't seen this much from him outside of the box. But maybe he can add some stuff to his repertoire now, because
exactly. I mean, what a shot!
There was a proper angle he found. Great victory. I mean, this team is showing their fans everything they have.
Yeah, and now Erling Haaland is level with Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe for that golden boot on 7 goals. I mean, do you think he's going to go and get it and do it for Norway?
Well, they are in, so he will have another chance to put some balls behind the net. And with this atmosphere that they're creating, because I was looking with you together here, there is such a strong energy, such a strong bond between them and the fans. So anything now can happen. I think the 2 next opponents are even manageable.
I mean, no one's leaving here for a very long time. There are so many Viking hats in front of us. I think they're going to be rowing all the way back to Times Square. But Brazil, we've got to talk about them. You know, there's going to be a lot of upset back in Brazil. Where did it go wrong for them? You know, the 5-time World Cup champions are out of the World Cup.
Well, I looked at Brazil since the first match, and I said they are not favorites. They are building towards something. It might come this World Cup, but I think for the next World Cup, Brazil will be much more ready. Ancelotti will have the time to continue to build. He came in pretty late, you know. And Brazil, honestly speaking, had so many chances to kill this game, and they didn't take it. So I have to say that the strategy of Ancelotti was spot on. Called him out in counter-attack. I mean, how many chances do we need? Penalty, everything. So if you don't